Hi guys, it's Megan from Skinny Fitalicious. I am popping by today to talk about what is a health coach and why you need one. So this week I did two other Facebook Lives, one on Tuesday about why 1,200 calories is dangerously low for you and your weight loss. And number two, yesterday I did a Facebook Live on why you need to be reading food labels before you buy and eat the food. And I've gotten from those Facebook Lives, I've gotten a lot of questions from people about what is health coaching, what can I offer people in terms of a health coach. So I thought I'd pop on today and talk a little bit about it, since health coaching is such a new field and it's actually a really big growing field that's happening right now. So I wanted to pop on here and kind of give you guys an idea of how it works and what it's like. So first of all, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Megan. I am an ex-IT consultant, and I went back to school 2 years ago to become a nutritionist. I am finishing my nutrition practitioner degree and will be graduating in a few months. I'm actually finishing my capstone in 2 weeks, and will be taking my final next week, and I'm going to be taking my board exams this summer, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'm also a certified health coach. I went through a 12-month program and became a certified health coach. My nutrition program, again, was 2 years long. It wasn't one of these 3-month programs that you see online. That's, a couple $100 and suddenly you're a nutritionist. No, mine was actually a real program. It's accredited, it's board certified. I have to take continuing education credits every year after I'm board certified, and I have to prove that I have seen so many clients. So it is the real deal. So what is the difference between health coaching and nutrition practitioner? So first of all, nutrition practitioner is somebody who has studied biochemistry, has studied human anatomy and physiology, knows nutrition through the life cycle, the different stages of a person's life, and how to treat a person differently based on the stage of their life. They're versed in vitamins and minerals. They know about herbs and supplements. They have been studied stress, counseling skills. So it's very similar. A friend of mine who is a registered dietitian, she looked at my curriculum because she was like, I don't know if I can be friends with somebody who's a nutritionist because they don't go through the schooling that we go through. She looked at my curriculum and she went, wow, this is the first program I've actually seen that is one I can actually support. So it is a real deal, and I have been really happy with my program and everything I've learned. As a matter of fact, I feel a little bit overwhelmed because it's a lot of information within 2 years to sort of learn, but it's been an exciting journey for me, going from being an IT consultant and working in a cubicle all day to building my practice and learning something totally new, something that I'm really passionate and love, and being able to help people and transform their lives. That's been very rewarding and very fulfilling compared to my previous career. So a lot of times people come to me and they say, well, what is it that a health coach or a nutrition practitioner does with you? So here's the thing with health coaching. What you do is you're really helping people break down their goals into actions. So for the majority of people, what happens is they know what they need to do to get well. They know what they need to do to get fit or lose weight. They know they need to exercise more. They know they need to eat more greens. They know they need to eat better and ditch all the fast food. But the problem is that it's such a big task. People get overwhelmed by it. And what they try to do is they take on so many things and they don't know where to start. So they do everything all at once, and then they kind of fail because it becomes exhausting. So most people don't know where to start, and that's the thing. So they'll say, my goal is to eat well and to feel better. Okay, so what do? Tomorrow you're just going to suddenly start eating vegetables, and you're going to love them, and you're going to know exactly how to cook them, and you're going to know exactly what foods you need to eliminate from your diet and how to balance that with your family and stress and your job and everything else, right? And so the thing is that most people can stick with it for like a week or two, and then suddenly they're like, oh my gosh, this is way too much for me to deal with. I can't possibly stay on this. So The thing is that a health coach helps a client break that down into more manageable skills. So if they say, well, I can't really cook a healthy meal because I work long hours, a health coach is going to help them come up with alternate options. What are some ways that they can make healthy meals a real thing that happens every single night? And in addition to that, they help people figure out how to build habits that become routine and sustainable over time, so that somebody isn't trying to do too much at one time, but that they're building things over time. They're building momentum step by step. So like I said earlier, a lot of times people try to do a bunch of things all at once and then they give up because it's just too much and overwhelming. Health coach helps you figure out, where you can start, how you can break those down into real actions so that you can see yourself succeeding. So for instance, when I meet with a client, one of the first things I do is I go through a complete health history with them. I go over their entire medical history, any type of medical conditions that they're dealing with, any type of medications that they're on, any type of restrictions they have from their doctors. Sometimes I even communicate with their doctors as a nutrition practitioner based on specific medications or protocols that they have for them, because you really want to be careful with how you prescribe foods and supplements for folks. So that happens every now and then where I have to talk to a doctor or somehow communicate with them. But when I meet with the client, we go through all of that. We go through all of their medical history. They basically give me a 1 hour, this is what's happened in my life so far, and these are the goals that I want to attain. So once I have that full picture and understanding, I work with the client to figure out, okay, what are your goals? How do we break these down into actions? And it is a two-way street. It's not me saying, okay, this is what you're going to do tomorrow. No, it's me giving them options and saying, what do you think you're capable of? What do you think you can make doable? And giving them all kinds of ideas and options to help them implement. Because a lot of times, people, some of them can be really obvious, but we get so stuck in our routines and our habits that having that person with an outside view can really be helpful and advantageous for you to help you break some of those bad habits and help you make new healthy habits. So for instance, I had a client that a couple months ago who was having issues with snacking. She specifically came to me just because she was like, I snack at night every single night and I can't stop snacking. So we worked out a plan for some various things that she could do to stop snacking. And in 3 months, she stopped snacking, binge snacking at night. It was incredible. She was like, I can't believe that this has happened. So yay for her. But those are the kinds of things that happen. We look at the goals, we figure out together as a team, how can we tackle these goals? And then once we have that plan, that action plan to move forward, what happens is we have follow-up sessions where we talk about what's working, what's not working, do we need to adjust the plan? Are there new issues that have come up that we need to address? So those are the things that we talk about. And I think that a lot of times people are kind of hesitant, like, what's a health coach? I think we're so caught up in this society that, medical and healthcare stuff is more, I only go to the doctor when I need to. But, we all really need to start changing our mindset around that, because the problem is healthcare is out of control, in case you haven't noticed. Insurance is ridiculous. I had a plumber here a few weeks ago fixing my water heater, and he was telling me that he's got a family of 4, and his health insurance for 2017 quadrupled. And he was like, I basically don't have a paycheck because I'm just paying it all to insurance premiums. And so one of the ways that all of us in this country can really help with this, control this healthcare crisis, is by controlling our own health, by doing things that prevent our own health, by doing things that prevent our own selves from developing chronic diseases, things like heart disease, diabetes, cancer, doing whatever we can preventatively to make our bodies the best that they can be. There's a lot of things going on with the food. There's a lot of things going on in people's lives that are really causing these development of diseases, and it's on the rise. And if you're obese and overweight, you're at a much higher risk than the average person. So that's why it's really important to get it under control as soon as possible, because you don't want to be, 50, 60, 70 years old dealing with one of these diseases, paying these outrageous medical costs. And every time as more people get sick and more people are developing these diseases, the costs are just going to go up and up and up. And, don't even get me started on the whole political thing. I mean, obviously there's a new administration, and who knows, it's probably going to get worse before it gets better. I don't know. I don't think any of us knows, but I think that we all have to do our part to really prevent ourselves from getting that sick and having to deal with those type of issues, because it's expensive. So when you think about it, I know somebody who had cancer, and she spent over $150,000 just on her diagnosis, just on the diagnosis. So if you think about that in relation to, hey, you maybe spent $1,500 on a health coach 10 years before you got diabetes or heart disease or cancer or whatever, that maybe you could have prevented that. And how do you outweigh that cost? I mean, obviously that's a huge cost. So just think about it. There's actually a lot of demand right now for health coaches. I've had some people reach out to me from insurance companies and medical offices, some doctors locally who have found me online through my blog, Skinny Fitalicious, and have said, hey, can we refer people to you? And that is a really good sign, because doctors are really getting behind this, and insurance companies even are too. They really want people to start doing more preventative care. So the way it works when you meet with me and do the health coaching and the nutrition counseling, we get together and it's done via video conference. I have a HIPAA compliant video conference. And for those of you who don't know, a lot of doctors right now are actually offering what's called telemedicine. And it's really cool. One of my doctors, I see her via video conference. I don't actually go into her office. I just log on to an internet website and I can see her through the computer on video, and we have a conversation for an hour, and that's my appointment with my doctor. It's awesome. So a lot of doctors and nurses are moving towards this, because so many people are, into technology and doing more with technology right now. So that's what I'm actually using. I am using the same telemedicine portal that my doctor actually uses. So when I see my clients, they schedule time with me, and then they check in online, and I can see that they're in the waiting room, and then I check in and we can see each other through video conference. It's really cool. And then I have another website that I use where I am able to document all of my clients' health history and information that we discuss in each of their session, including supplements that I recommend, food plans, whatever we talk about. That way they have all of their documents online. They can access them through a portal on their own. And it's also very convenient, because if I ever have to communicate with one of my clients' doctors or medical professionals, I can just give them that information there, and I can get the patient to sign all the appropriate documents right there to send them over. So it just becomes really convenient. And so I just want people to know that it's really a legit thing. It's not like, some willy-nilly program or whatever. This is really a true healthcare thing. I have websites that are medically, used with other doctors. And like I said, my own doctor uses these websites as well. So it's actually pretty cool. And it's been a great learning experience for me, and I have loved going through it. So currently, I am totally loving it, and I would love to get more clients on board. As a matter of fact, I had somebody today who signed up for one-on-one health coaching with me, and her words were, how did she say it? She said that I was the most relatable person that she had ever come across. She actually found me like on Pinterest or something. She found one of my recipes on Pinterest, came to my site and saw that I was a health coach and nutrition practitioner. And she said, as I was looking at your site and then I signed up for your email list, and she's like, I was reading all this information about you and I just felt like you were so personal and, you've been through so many different medical issues yourself that you really get it. And so yes, she also said, you're just not gimmicky, you're just a real person. And that's kind of how I feel too. I feel like there is so many Facebook ads and Instagram ads and gimmicky marketers out there, and I am just like a real person. So for those of you who do not know me and don't know my background, here's a little bit about me and what makes me kind of special as a health coach and why people are generally attracted to me. So the thing is that 7 years ago, I lost 80 pounds. I used to be very overweight my whole life. I was a 14, 16, probably since I was like 10 or 12. I was big and there was just no way that I could lose weight. Like every time I tried to lose weight, I just could never lose weight. I was always active. I was a runner in college. I got injured in college. And then after I got injured, I developed what was called a avascular necrosis, which is a death of the bone. And so after that happened to me in college, I just sort of stopped exercising and being active. I stopped caring about my health. I was like, well, whatever. I just, who cares? And I was traveling all over the world as an IT consultant, so I wasn't being very healthy and eating well. And then something happened to me. I think I was around 34, 35. And so this was about 8 years ago. And I had switched jobs and I just didn't like my job. And I was traveling all the time. I was never home. I never got to see my friends. I never got to date. And it was just horrible. And I just hated my body. I just felt uncomfortable on the airplane because I was big. And I just didn't like myself. I was depressed. And I remember one night I was working in Torrance, California, and one of the guys that I work with out there, he said to me, well, he's like, maybe you should just leave early today. He knew that I wasn't really like, the happiest, and I was kind of struggling with some things, even though I was really trying hard to hide it inside. And he said, maybe you should go down to the beach tonight after work and just, relax and, just take a break. And I was like, the beach? Like, I didn't even know that the beach was like 2 blocks from my hotel, seriously. So I went down to the beach that night, and I just love the ocean. I love the smell of the ocean. I love the sound of the ocean. I just love seeing it. I just love everything about it. It just does so many amazing things for my mind and my soul. And so I went down there and I sat on a bench, and when I looked around, I saw all these people like walking and running. And for some reason, something in me just said, tomorrow you need to bring your walking shoes and you need to go down here and walk for 10 minutes. And that's what I did. I got my tennis shoes, and they were old tennis shoes, 10 years old, and I got on the boardwalk and I started walking on the Strand. And you know what? That was like the turning point in my life. Like I had hit rock bottom. I didn't love myself. I had the lowest self-esteem in my life. I really didn't love my body. I didn't love who I was. I didn't love my job. And it was like it really took me to hit that rock bottom before I was ready to pick myself up. Because so many other times in my life, I had tried to lose weight and I failed. And I think it was because I was always doing it for the wrong reasons. I was always doing it to try to fit into another size of jeans or trying to impress somebody. And instead, I really should have been doing it for me. And once I sort of realized that, things started happening. So that day, I started walking 10 minutes, and then the next week I was walking 15, and the next week 20, and then the following week I was like, well, maybe I should drink more water. And the next week I was like, well, maybe I should give up my Starbucks that's like 500 calories in the morning, and maybe I should give that up. And then I started walking a little bit more. And, as time went on, I built all this momentum and kept building these habits. And I just started, as I was building these habits, I started feeling great. I started feeling better, and all of a sudden the weight just started to release off of me. It was almost so effortless. And I talk about this actually in my book, Ditch the Diet. So for those of you who have bought my 30-page book, it's only like $5.99, the ebook. You can go on my website and buy it. And I talk about it in my book, all the different things that I did throughout my weight loss, how, you know, it really wasn't a weight loss. It was more just a transformation of my life. So I lost weight, and it was about a year. I lost 80 pounds, and I went from a size 14 to a size 2. I was over 200 pounds when I started, and I think by the time I ended, I was like 120. And yeah, so, and that was 7 years ago, and I have maintained it and have kept it off, and I love my life so much more now than I did the last 35 years. So things have been awesome, and so much has happened since that one day that I started walking and I committed that to myself. So my point is to you is that it can take such a small thing, such a small effort to just kind of change and transform your entire life. The other thing that people are attracted to me about is the fact that I had problems with estrogen and hormones. So about 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I started having all these stress fractures. I had like 4 in 1 year. And I hadn't had a period like in a really long time, and all the doctors kept telling me it was totally normal because I was on a low estrogen birth control pill. And I just kept thinking, well, this can't be normal. Like, why am I not getting my period? And then I started getting night sweats, and I was really feeling stressed out and fatigued, and I just knew something was really wrong. And I kept going to all these doctors because I was having these stress fractures, and I'm like, this is related. I knew inside of my heart that this was really related. But all these doctors, I mean, I went to Mayo Clinic because I live here in Phoenix, and Mayo Clinic is right here. And I went and saw all these specialists, spent over $10,000 seeing all these specialists, having all these tests done, and nobody could tell me what was going on. And then one day I found a doctor, a naturopath doctor, and she literally put all the pieces of the puzzle together. She was like, you are chronically stressed. This is what's going on with your hormones. This is what's happened. This is why everything in your body is shut down, because you are too stressed out. And so all my hormones just got really out of whack, and things were not good for those 2 years. And then to make matters even better or worse, I was in a car accident and was on crutches for 3 months after I was diagnosed with that, and gluten intolerance and Hashimoto's disease. I mean, it was like the craziest year of my life. But you know what? In a way, it was the best year of my life, because everything came crumbling down on me that year, and it made me realize how important my health was. It made me realize that I needed to take care of myself. I was working as a consultant, working 80 hours a week. I was really stressed out. I wasn't sleeping enough. I wasn't probably feeling the right way. I was drinking a lot of caffeine, and just not getting that sleep and working so much. I was traveling a lot. I was very stressed out. Work was too much stress for me, and my body is very sensitive to stress. So that was a learning experience for me, and it was at that point that I realized I need to do something different with my career. I need to do something else. And so I started researching schools. I had already kind of been researching different nutrition programs, and that was when I went back to nutrition school and started my private practice. That was 2 years ago. Yeah, so it's crazy what can happen in your life. So my point is to you, take your health seriously. Do things now that you can control to prevent future things from happening. Don't wait for them to happen and then react. And that's really what health coaching is all about. It is about getting you to a healthy place with your body, and getting it to a place too where it's manageable, where you're not, because I'm not one of these people who's like, oh, you need to meditate and yoga every day and eat all these holistic foods. No, I mean, I definitely believe in a whole foods diet, but I mean, let's be real. I have pizza and I eat cookies. If you see my blog, you know that I love to have sweets. So, and when I was losing weight, I ate ice cream and had cookies. I didn't I didn't like say I couldn't eat any of those things. So I'm not one of those people. I'm just a normal person who lost a lot of weight, who's kept it off, eating normal people food and not being an extremist by any means. So if that's one of your fears, I can assure you that is not who I am. So anyways, what I want to say is that if you are interested in doing one-on-one health coaching with me, feel free to email me, megan@skinnyfitdelicious.com, or you can drop your email in the comments of this Facebook Live and I will get in touch with you. The other thing I want to mention, some of you who have been watching these Facebook Lives, you know that I have also an online course, Eat to Lose Weight. It's currently closed until March 6th when I open again for spring registration. But what I wanted to make sure that everybody understands is that if you are one of my one-on-one clients who works with me in my 3 or 6 month program, you get automatic access to that online program, Eat to Lose Weight. That online program teaches you everything you need to know. It's like I had one of the people who's going through the course right now, she emailed me this week and she said, this is like going to weight loss boot camp, because I basically teach you how to eat, what to watch out for, what are the healthy things that are marketed as healthy but are really not healthy that you need to stay away from. I give meal plans. There's over 23 videos in this 8-week course. So there's a lot of things. There's, PDF reference guides. There's all the videos where I'm talking to you as if we were talking to each other one-on-one. So if you work with me one-on-one, I have a 3-month or a 6-month program, you get automatic access into that 8-week online course, which is an awesome deal because that online course is like over $200 value. So think about it. It's a better value for you to sign up and work with me one-on-one than it is to just buy the course. Just something to think about. So anyways, I will put the wait list for Eat to Lose Weight. I will put the link in this post in case you're interested in getting your name in the wait list. Those who are on the wait list will be able to pre-register before anyone else can register, and you'll get special deals as well. And then I also, again, if you want to, feel free to email me or leave your email if you are interested in doing one-on-one health coaching. And again, if you have any questions or comments about health coaching or any other thing that you need me to answer, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Bye, guys.